Jason Walker was just an ordinary man, 39 years old, living in Houston, Texas. He worked as a civil engineer, lived alone in a modest apartment, and spent most evenings watching documentaries or tinkering with his old vinyl collection. Nothing in his life ever felt out of place, until the day he walked into the passport office. It started as a simple plan. Jason was going to travel to Italy, his first vacation in over a decade. He had everything ready, flights booked, hotels reserved. All he needed was a renewed passport. He arrived at the federal building downtown with his old, expired passport in hand. The clerk, a middle-aged woman with kind eyes, asked for his ID and supporting documents. Jason handed over everything, smiling casually. But her expression slowly changed as she typed into her computer. "Mr. Walker," she said hesitantly, "I need to call a supervisor." Jason blinked. "Why?" "I'm not sure. It's just protocol." 10 minutes later, a man in a dark suit and glasses arrived. He looked at Jason, then whispered something to the clerk. She pointed at the screen. The man turned back to Jason, his expression unreadable. "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to come with me." Jason was led to a small back office, white walls, no windows. The man shut the door and sat across from him. "There seems to be an issue with your file," he said. "According to our database, you're dead." Jason laughed, thinking it was some kind of joke. "Excuse me? You were declared deceased in 2017, in Florida." Jason froze. "I've never even been to Florida." The man slid a paper across the table. It was a death certificate. Jason Walker, born June 12, 1984, died March 3, 2017. Cause: drowning. Jason's heart pounded. "That's not me! I'm right here! This has to be some mix-up!" But the death certificate had his social security number, his full name, even a photo, grainy, but it looked like him. "Do you have any idea what's going on?" the man asked. "No, I don't." Jason stood up. "I want to call someone." "Go ahead," the man said calmly. Jason dialed his sister. "Sarah, it's me. Something weird is going on. They say I'm dead." There was silence on the line. "Jason?" her voice cracked. You're alive? Of course I'm alive." Then she said something that made his blood run cold. "Jason, we buried you. I saw your body." Jason was released a few hours later, but not before signing a document that stated he wouldn't leave the state during the investigation. The agent gave him a warning. "Don't try to fix this yourself. Let us handle it." But Jason couldn't wait. He drove straight to his sister's house. She opened the door, tears in her eyes. "It's you," she whispered. "But how?" They sat down and talked for hours. She told him that in 2017, he had supposedly drowned while visiting a beach near Miami. His body was found and identified through dental records. She showed him photos of the funeral, the headstone. His name was etched in stone. Jason was speechless. He pulled out his phone and searched for news articles, and there it was. "Houston man drowns in Florida, Jason Walker, 33, mourned by family." There were even photos of the body bag being wheeled away. But he had no memory of that. No trip to Florida, no accident, nothing. Then things got worse. Jason returned home the next day to find his apartment had been broken into. But nothing was stolen, just rearranged. His passport was gone, his laptop wiped clean. He went to the police, filed a report. But they looked at him strangely. "Sir, you're listed as deceased in the federal database. You can't file a report. You're legally not a person." His bank account was frozen. His credit cards declined. His driver's license marked invalid. Within 48 hours, Jason had become a ghost. He tried to visit the hospital where the 2017 body was taken. They had no record of his dental records ever being submitted. He asked for the coroner who signed the death certificate. The man had retired and was now unreachable. Everywhere he turned, records were erased or tampered with. Emails returned as undeliverable, phone numbers disconnected. Then he found something chilling. On an old hard drive, tucked in a folder he barely remembered creating, was a video file. No timestamp, just titled recording_1. He played it. It was footage of him, Jason, tied to a chair in a dark room, bruised, bleeding. A voice off camera asked, "Name." He said nothing. The voice asked again. Then, Jason in the video lifted his head. "My name is not Jason," he said. The screen went black. He looked in the mirror. Who was he? He drove back to the passport office the next day. It was empty. No staff. No desks. As if the office had never existed. He checked the federal building directory. No such department listed. He ran outside and called Sarah. "This is bigger than me," he said. She agreed. "Come stay here. We'll figure this out." But when he arrived at her home, the house was empty. All furniture gone. No trace of anyone ever living there. Jason sat on the curb, hands in his hair. Then his phone buzzed. Unknown number. A single message. "You weren't supposed to come back." His screen flickered. His reflection in the black screen shifted just for a second, not matching his own movement. That night he received an email with no sender. Subject: Final Notice. Inside was a single sentence: "Return to where you died or someone else will take your place." Jason boarded a flight to Miami, using a fake ID he got on the dark web. He went to the beach listed in the article. It was nearly sunset. He stood by the water, breathing deeply, trying to remember. Nothing came. Then he saw a figure in the distance. It looked just like him. Same face, same clothes. They stood, staring at each other. Jason stepped forward. The other Jason spoke first. "I made a deal. You weren't supposed to wake up." "What deal?" Jason shouted. "I took your life, your memories, your face." Jason lunged, but the man vanished into the ocean mist. Jason screamed, but no one was there to hear it. The next day, a new record appeared in the passport database. Name: Jason Walker. Status: active. Application: approved. Location: unknown. Only one Jason was left, and somewhere, far away, another man walked into a passport office, smiling, with no reflection behind him.